On Monday, July 27th, the US Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, said that seats on hundreds of Boeing 737 MAX jets registered in the US may require inspections on suspicion that they were incorrectly installed and must be fixed. We take a closer look at the reported issue in today's video. As reported by Reuters recently, it said that the seats, if deemed to be installed incorrectly, could injure passengers and crew members during an emergency landing or block the aisle and slow an evacuation. And so, per a proposed airworthiness directive issued by the FAA, 453 jets registered in the US would need to be inspected. Being in production 737 models, this means newer MAX 8s, MAX 9s and the higher density MAX 8200. If the problem is indeed present, it's highly likely that it wouldn't only apply to aircraft registered in the United States. However, the agency only has jurisdiction over US airlines, which is the reason for the limited scope of the proposed directive. At the same time, it's explained by Reuters that foreign regulators typically follow FAA directives if applicable, issuing directives of their own. So, what's the exact issue here? Well, the FAA received a report indicating that certain track-mounted passenger seat assemblies were not correctly installed in the seat tracks. The somewhat technical language specifies that the aft-fitting shear plungers were not correctly lowered and not engaged in the seat tracks. A track-mounted passenger seat assembly that is installed incorrectly can thus disengage from the seat tracks if there is an increased load, turbulence, or an emergency landing. According to Forbes, 31,000 seats have been flagged by the FAA, a figure which is likely just US-registered jets. The same media outlet says that 80,000 seats globally would need to be looked at. The FAA estimates that the cost of inspection per seat assembly is 1 hour of labour. In the US, that's estimated to cost $85. Thus, the labour costs of inspection for US airlines alone could amount to as much as $2.65 million. At the same time, it's noted that the number of track-mounted passenger seat assemblies varies by airplane configuration. The FAA's estimate is that there could be up to 69 track-mounted passenger seat assemblies per airplane. Now, if a problem is discovered, then it's another hour of labour, or $85 per assembly, costs that could really add up. A Boeing spokesperson said they issued guidance to operators about the potential problem in December 2025, telling Reuters, "We support the FAA making that guidance mandatory." And so, while it's a proposed airworthiness directive at the time we're making this video, and the FAA is asking to receive comments on this proposed AD by September 10th, there's a good chance it'll go through. We'd have to assume that Boeing would cover the costs of inspection, since it was a manufacturer-borne problem. But what do you think of all this? Let us know by leaving a comment. And be sure to check out Simple Flying's Flight Tracker. From live alerts and data on commercial, military and government flights, it goes way beyond your standard tracker. It was built specifically for AvGeeks, free and live, right at your fingertips. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.